Hi guys, welcome back to W18, the Watford fan channel. Today we're going to be talking about the saga, the Richarlison saga. He's finally moved to Everton in a deal worth around £50 million. It's a £40 million fee or £35 million depending on which reports you go for. But I will say about £40 million, and then with clauses could rise to around £50 million. He rejoins Marco Silva at Goodison Park, obviously having a very, very good spell at the start of the last season under Marco Silva before it really went downhill, scoring 5 goals, 4 assists. But really at the turn of the new year and when Marco Silva left after the Leicester game, Richarlison just didn't seem the same player. He wasn't getting actually a game under Javi Gracia for large majorities of it. Roberto Pereira became Gracia's first choice left wing. And it does just seem good business from all parties, really. I think Watford have got a very, very good fee and done fantastic business in terms of the deal on the table. I think Richarlison in the market is probably worth about £30 million. With his potential and what he can achieve and what he did last season, especially at the start, and the signs that he can reach the top and play consistently at a high level. But for Watford to sell to Everton, it would take a little bit more after the whole Marco Silva saga. Duxbury and Gino wouldn't be letting Everton have him at an easy price. They've kind of squeezed as much as they can out of them, and they've managed to get up to around £50 million, which is really, really good business. Obviously, it is a big fee and a big deal for Watford, and that's caused a bit of confusion amongst the Everton fan base. They still think it's £35 million, but what I've read is that it's £40 million, but can rise to around £50 million if certain clauses are met, which will be in his contract. So yeah, it might be 35 million up front, but as time goes on, as he achieves certain things and his contract suggests, then the fee will rise to around £50 million. So how do I see it? I think overall, it's a very, very good deal for Watford. The price, as I've said many times, is really, really good business. And I think Watford have done fantastically well to get someone who hasn't scored and really contributed to the team since November. I think it was West Ham at home, which was his last goal. 5 goals, 4 assists. For his first season in the Premier League, Richarlison has done really well, and we're not going to take that away from him. I think the first half of the season anyway, he was absolutely fantastic and really got us dreaming of Europa League for a season. But that whole Silva saga, that seemed to have a massive effect on him. I remember him tweeting an angry emoji when it was released. I don't think the relationship between Gracia and Richarlison was overly healthy, and that was really due to him not being his preference. I think Pereira was definitely Gracia's preference towards the end of the season, as I said. But I think, yeah, fair play to Richarlison. I've got no hard feelings towards him. It's just because he's gone to Everton. A lot of fans are going to be probably a little bit harsh against him. But, I mean, best of luck to him. I think he's probably looking at the move thinking he wants to take another step in his career, maybe push to get European football in, especially the Europa League. But it is a massive gamble for a club like Everton. They're paying £50 million for a player who hasn't really proven himself in the Premier League, only for a string of games. And they seem to have gone for it. It's a massive gamble from Marco Silva. He's really just taken half a season and thought, you know what, we'll punt £50 million on him. It is a huge risk for Marco Silva, and if it doesn't pay off, then he's going to have to be taking a lot of serious questions, because that is a lot of money for a player who hasn't really done it consistently over a season. But one would argue he did well under Marco Silva. So, yeah, it will be interesting to see how he fares at Goodison Park. Let me know what you think of the deal down in the comment section below. Thank God the saga's over. It got to the point where I just wanted it to be announced. It was just dragging on for so long. And Watford have done good business, I think, but we have to invest it in a striker or another position. I think a striker has to be a priority. We're not blessed with goals up front, and if we get a top quality striker, prolific striker, then I think we could be on a really good, successful season. Make sure you do leave a like if you enjoy these sorts of videos. Don't forget to subscribe. A transfer talk video will be coming up very shortly. Obviously going to be talking about Tommy Hoban's departure to Aberdeen on loan, and Jerome Sinclair looks to be off to Sunderland on loan too. So I'll post another video in due course, and I'll see you in the next one.